We are live. My game capture is not showing. Beautiful. 1 second. There we go. Alright.
This jazzy music, I swear.
It's lovely.
I'm kind of in heaven a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. If I could write a good sexy male detective, I fucking would.
The dame came into the office. No.
You got... No. A home fatale, alright?
Home fatale?
Yeah, you know how you have a femme fatale who's someone who comes in, they look all sexy in their dress and their heels and
Right.
whatnot. Instead, you have a sexy man coming in instead. You know, he's gonna steal
Oh.
your heart and the evidence and the jewels.
Alright. I see.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's why I
Suckle.
like Juno Steel so much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Alright. So you remember everything from last time, right?
Totally. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm hoping so.
We're just gonna start fresh today. Alright, let's take a look at our new evidence that we have.
Oh, that's right, because they gave us so much more. The
Yeah.
crazy shadow lady at our front door.
We'll be able to get more after 9 more blood relatives.
Oh.
Okay, so we got new resources, a photo of Carl's generation taken in the mid to late 70s, as well as some papers and mail from his office. Okay.
Interesting, okay.
Vote for Stephanie Jones for City Council. Better for Butler County. This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carl left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It is a flyer about a candidate for a local office, Stephanie Jones. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article about her campaign. Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. Handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the Candy Co., but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. Okay. So that's Stephanie Jones, but why would we put them on the board?
Well, CM sounds like one of the relatives. Let me see if I still have my notes. Here we are. Roottrees.
Yeah.
Oh,
So she's probably married to...
CM is the key one to me because it seems like that's one of the relatives Carl is supposed to know. It's like, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. So, maybe a cousin? Someone extended?
Possibly. Yeah, they wouldn't have to have the same name, so...
Okay, let's see.
Me trying not to get overwhelmed by the board.
We have a photo of Carl's generation, so the Carl that died in the airplane.
Who was married to Brenda.
Yeah, so that photo we'd probably be able to use to find out the rest of his generation. I'm just going to put that off to the side here. Carl's family generation photo from the 70s.
That would
Stephanie Jones and CM. How are they related? The Free Spirits.
This is the one from the 70s, yeah.
Okay. It definitely is the 70s. Holy cow.
Well, we know who this is.
Oh, and is that lady second from the right? Is that Stephanie Jones?
This one?
Yeah.
Well, if it's from the 70s, would...
Oh, yeah.
This one would be different, right?
You're right.
Yeah. Doesn't say what year this is, but it's gotta be recent.
Yeah, it looks like she's 22 in this. I'm assuming based off of, and now 22 years later with a baby of her own due around Christmas.
Gotcha.
So I'm assuming she's 22.
Okay. Well, we know we can put this guy's picture on the board.
Yeah.
He was over
let's see. Every 20...
Oh,
Oh, wow,
sorry.
so many people. No, you're fine. You're fine. Let's see. Every 20 years or so, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. I'm trying to see what teenager they're talking about. Oh, the very, very middle.
Problem is that like teenagers in the 70s all kind of look middle age, so like it could be this guy.
Yeah.
Probably this one though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
Very baby faced.
Let me put them on the board. This one. Yeah, it does look similar to the face, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about the water damage. On the back of the photo, in childish writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next President Guy Hudson, Ernie, Carolyn, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Is that in any order then?
Not 100%.
No, because Miracle Jr.'s on the end here, so that can't be it.
Yeah, Wolf said something weird happened earlier to them. What happened to you, Wolf?
Who happened weird to what?
Sorry, Silk Wolf said something weird happened to them earlier.
Oh, gotcha.
Just making sure chat still feels engaged. This photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, "To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have as soon as possible, and Ernie, more than anyone else on Earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed a Shiva candle identical to ours, if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so." Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over. So Ernie was before him. And then Carl. Just marking it, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Ernie, then Carl. And also this is... What are their names?
The kids?
Yeah, further up to Carl and Brenda.
This is two of the children, either Carly, Raina, or Riley.
Okay.
Traditional as soon as possible, and Ernie, yeah. So Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but family's legacy.
Gratitude for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. Though we caught it too late for him to get on the donor list, the company took care of us beyond our wildest expectations. It went unsaid at the time, but Ernie and I knew it had to have been Carl that convinced the trust, and that it was no coincidence that it happened shortly after your visit, Brenda. Up until the end, Ernie and I had to stay strong, especially for Nicole's sake. We could never have done that without the two of you fighting for us. Much love, Debbie.
Okay.
So Ernie and Debbie and their daughter Nicole.
Oh, that's weird, Wolf. Hopefully nothing weird continues to happen. So, who died? Ernie? Yeah.
Ernie died,
Ernie was. Okay, so... Okay.
Let's see, and then a Shiva candle.
So I guess this is Debbie, and this is Nicole.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. I won't tag their faces just yet. And we also have this. This photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damage picture of the free spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, "Couldn't make the reunion. Wishing you were well from Paris. Gwen and the boys." Gwen and the boys.
That's right. Now the boys.
Gwen is...
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, maybe those are her boys.
Right here?
Yeah, that Gwen. Because they mentioned in one of the other reunion photos that Gwen wasn't available.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll tag them then and put them on the board. Don't think we have their names yet.
Not yet.
I'll just stick them up here, though. Okay.
She had a whole thing with a Wild Bill, who we still weren't able to find out his real name yet.
No.
Wild Bill Williamson.
Did we look up Peter Janowisk? I don't know if we did or not.
I think so. And it was MMM, Modern Music Monthly.
That's right, okay.
Before it went under. We could probably look at some periodicals, but I think that's how we got the interview.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Carvin. No, you're never late to a detective game. It just it is what it is with how these go. Well, let's see. We know that Lauren was married to Jacob, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and put them in.
We didn't know which Jacob. I think that's the only reason we didn't put it in.
Was it Rafferty, though? Because he took her name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. We switched the names around.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah.
It was going to be really funny if Rafferty was married
to
our pastor over
there. Do we have any inkling of who Miracle might be married to yet?
Probably somewhere in this evidence.
Yeah, let's look back at the journal, perhaps.
Yeah. Plaints, the dynasty. Right. Granddad was mad because none of his own sons, his direct sons, would take over.
Right. We feel we could try and get the 5 pieces in. Do we have all the names for them yet? I'm thinking we do, but...
We probably could also figure it out. So I was guessing the 5 pieces were also based off of the flavors.
Right. Oh, the original flavors, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like G for grape, whatever E. Oh, there you are. Grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and miracle berry. So you'd have one for Miracle. Oh, yeah. I could probably guess that they're in order then. So G.
Oh, yeah.
And then elderberry was Elias Jr. Cinnamon extract is something.
Right.
M is something, and then there's just Miracle Berry.
Okay, let's put in Elias in the second row, the second spot then.
Yeah. Junior.
Would it be Junior, though? Because Junior is usually the son of...
Good point.
Well, hold off then.
Yeah, I would end up saying Elias Jr. just because, like, the very first is named Elias as well.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Okay. We can always change that later if need.
Yeah.
I just want a placeholder at the very least. Okay.
I guess for the next one, and this might be kind of like brute forcing it, it's something with a CE.
Yeah. Be Roottrees, though. Clancy Edward?
Clancy Edward, yeah. That'd be my guess.
Yeah. And then... we have...
M from Melon.
What other M was there for the kids?
That I don't know.
It's complaints. Lauren's father was in this generation. What did they call the first generation? There's
The
5 pieces, right?
Yeah, for the first generation, the next generation, and then the free spirits.
We did try to look this up, I believe. Yeah, and that's when we had to look up the book in the public library.
Mm-hmm.
Zach is in the next gen.
Okay. Angie is also in that one. Angie would have been the older one. Angie in the free spirits generation is the oldest, so she might be on the far left.
Okay. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out the doors with head held high. Might come home next year to meet her kids. Zach is the bread president, and his sister is doing a good job raising twins. So we do have twins in here somewhere. Trying to figure out where to like dig my teeth into. We need like a little thread to go off of, and it's at the point where we have so much info, it's like, but there's always like that one thing you have to snag onto, you know?
Yeah, well also I just noticed, so on the left you see Miracle, right?
Yeah.
And then you see the blonde behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Would they count as twins?
They do kind of look like twins, yeah. Does Miracle have a twin spot? Yeah, there is. There is a spot.
We were talking about Zach's generation, the free spirit.
Yeah, Zach's sister had the twins.
Yeah, so then they'd have to be younger than the free spirits, so it wouldn't be on Miracle's level.
Right. There's this Clark. Carl is the son of Clancy, maybe? Because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy.
Probably, yeah. So Clancy is someone on Lauren's age.
Which would make sense because we've got Clancy Edward right here, and then there's Clancy Jr.
That does make sense, yeah.
Okay, so it's at least making sense.
Some connections here.
Right. And then Clancy forced Carl to go to the academy for some reason.
Keep him disciplined. Send him to the military.
Exactly. So who was Clancy married to? Maybe we can figure that out.
Still going that swashbuckle my heart.
I do love that. I kind of want to use that in something, but I'm not sure what. Okay.
This is more on her.
Yeah, this is Lauren. Lauren never remarried, only had one child. Mother's family was the Cossels. Would that matter for us?
Not really.
Okay. Her father, who she always referred to as Pop, was the head lawyer for the Roottrees Candy Co. and helped write a legal document called the Clancy Trust. Which would make sense because Pop forced Clancy to send Carl. So Pop is a lawyer for the family?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I think in another one, they talked about how the 5 pieces, we've got an architect and a preacher and a lawyer. So, yeah, it would make sense that her father was a lawyer.
Okay.
And that marks him off.
So, Clancy Edward Roottree would be a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. We don't have we might have a picture for him, but I'm not sure how we determine that yet. Free Spirits, the generation after Lauren's, including her son. Is that just saying, like, her son's generation is the Free Spirits?
Yeah. Okay. Her son is one of the Free Spirits. So the Free Spirits would be Carl and what's his name, who married Diamond?
Yeah.
James, yeah.
Okay. We need to figure out Lauren's son, then.
Yeah, so if her son is Clark...
we don't have... Is it her son Clark? Where did it mention that?
I'm stuck here with Clark. It's kind of implying that when her husband died that she was left with just her son.
Yeah. Okay. Left her to raise her son Clark alone. Okay, yeah. Oops.
And we originally had one of the miracles there, so that's why it says preacher.
Okay. But unknown.
Okay, awesome.
Do we have a photo for Clark, though? Photo of Lauren's son would be in the Free Spirits photo. So let's look at that. There's a few people here.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy.
Is Lauren in this photo? Doesn't look like it. No, because it would only be the Free Spirits. Okay.
Yeah, the kids themselves, so...
Does anyone look like her? I mean, props to the artist for actually having, like, family resemblance going on, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I would... it's hard to say. I want to guess the one on the far right, who's pregnant, and at least looks like she is. I'm not sure.
For,
oh shoot, I've kind of, like, blinked now.
We're looking for the son, yeah.
Yeah. Without knowing what Jacob... Well, I guess we do know what Jacob kind of looked like. We do.
Yeah. I'm guessing these two people are married, because she's kind of, like, standing next to him. You know what I mean? Well, no, can't be, because they're family. Never mind. I don't know. Only
well, that depends on if they bring their spouses into it. So they
can
still be part of that generation.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
We're gonna have that talk about incest again, aren't
I know. I feel it coming here. No.
No, too soon.
Here's the names on here also.
Okay, yeah. Let me put those down real quick. So we got Bonnie. No throwing bombs, Bonnie. Next president, Guy Hudson. And we got Ernie Jr. We got Carolyn. We've got Gwyneth M. Gwendolyn. Miracle Jr., Jim Roottrees, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. So at least we know Eli M.
We might be able to...
He's got his name tag.
Yeah, we might be able to figure out Jim as well, because his name is James, and he has, like, the really flamboyant kind of look, right?
Yeah, though he may have toned it down for a family reunion, so...
That's true.
Let's...
let me look at the picture on here. Oof. Yeah, it's pretty, like, filtered to death.
I feel dazzled.
Well, let's see. Putting it in my brain. Okay.
If we're going
This
off
guy?
of
The outfit. It's got the
yeah,
it's got the outfit on there with the little
actually, yeah,
yeah.
with the diamonds on parts
Right.
of
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
collar. Okay, yeah, I'm I'm good, solid for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Just double check. Yeah, it's definitely the same. It's got the
Yeah,
little diamonds on the collar. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
good eye.
Thank you. Um. All right, so we've got him down. Now, is Diamond in here?
No, I don't see any blonde women.
Yeah.
Unless she dyed her hair.
We only have one mention of somebody dyeing their hair blonde so far.
Fair. I forgot who that was already.
I don't remember, yeah. Somebody who was jealous of, Gwen, I think.
Lauren was, because she was jealous that Gwen was a free spirit.
That's right.
Do you remember? November.
Bonnie sounds like a child's name.
Yeah. And there's only one child here in the whole photo.
Yeah, but we're also a little bit biased towards that name being a child name, so...
This is true.
This
is very, very true.
Considering the last Bonnie we looked at was a child, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair. So, let's see. We've been able to identify Jim, so we can mark that. I'm putting some in OneNote, so now I just check mark it when I'm done.
Okay.
But we've been able to see who Miracle is. He's pretty iconic.
Yeah, thankfully he seems to wear that tie a lot.
Yeah.
We still need to figure out the next generation, so let's see. Eli is all the way on the left, since to me he looks like a Pop did in the old one.
I think
as
actually
outvoted by my brothers. Okay.
Actually, I think the one all the way to the left was Sam.
Zach. Right. Because Zach's the larger guy.
No, I think Zach's in the Free Spirits, so this one should have Sam, who was also a president.
Oh. But they mentioned Zach being fat, right? Was it Zach that was fat?
No, you're right. No, I got him mixed up. Sam was just a farmhand from the Andersons who got pulled in. So yeah, I know you're right.
Okay.
Far left is Zach, the president. You are on point.
No, you're fine.
That was my bad.
You're fine. There's another tie here going on. So are we thinking that's another miracle?
Yeah.
Now, if
I think the rainbows play into the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. So the next generation, that would be Miracle.
Yeah, we got all the miracles, it looks like.
Would be this one, the original one, because these are the 5 pieces, right? Or
yeah.
No, these aren't the. This is.
Yeah, you're looking at the next generation.
My brain.
So it was. I know. It's like if I had these physically in front of me.
It'd be easier, but it's difficult when it's all on digital here. Okay. So let's see. If this is the next generation, this would be.
It should have. Well, I've gotten mixed up. Maybe there's 2 Zachs. Because I thought that there was one in the Free Spirits, and it sounds like now that there's one, the president one, who was.
There's no larger guy in the Free Spirits. We need to find.
And there's no one named Zach in it either. So
yeah.
So I must have gotten them swapped up. So let me. It sounds like then Lauren, Miracle, Clancy, Angie, and Zach are all in the next generation. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
With Angie, she was mentioned in this here, right?
Mm-hmm. Around here. Right back.
Oh, here we go. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting. in Zach's office.
Gwen's in Paris, so she couldn't meet.
Okay, so... And we know that Sam is supposed to be on here somewhere, because we're thinking Infidelity Child.
Yeah. If you go back one... Granddad Furious, blah, blah, blah. Okay. After all, Angie's older than Zach.
Okay.
Which tells me that, if anything, Angie... I don't know if she's the oldest, but she should definitely be before Zach wherever on the family tree.
Right. And I'm the next oldest of us all. So this person writing it would be underneath Angie.
Okay. So then it should be Angie, and then Lauren, and then... whoever, probably Zach? I mean, we've put Clancy down, so...
If she's the next oldest... Well, Lauren is right here. Who was writing the diary?
Oh, it was Lauren.
Oh. Oh, this Clancy. There's so many Clancys, too many names.
Right?
Okay, so Clancy's down, but Lauren we have as the oldest in this area, though, right? So that doesn't...
Well, for the whole generation. So what's over to the left?
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
1, 2, 3 of them.
3, yeah. We've got Elias Jr. here.
Yeah, can we read that article one more time?
Yeah, which one?
The one where it's talking about I'm the next oldest in the generation.
Okay.
Let's see.
Here we go.
After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all. But he just laughed. Okay.
So Lauren after Angie.
And maybe after Zach? That's kind of why this wording is a little weird.
Next oldest of us all makes me feel like out of all the kids, they're like the second oldest, but it's really hard to tell with that wording. Yeah. Unless it does mean next oldest after Angie and Zach.
Yeah. Which is where I'm feeling it is. Which implies then, if there's 3 prior to Lauren, and it still is doing like the oldest to youngest, that would mean that there's probably another girl, between Angie and Zach, because Angie would be the oldest of all the kids, but Zach is the oldest boy.
Right.
And then it could be Lauren. So that's my guess.
Okay.
But we'll probably need more concrete information. And usually in games like this, there's multiple
ways of
confirming that.
Do we feel comfortable to try... Well, maybe don't have to put a name in yet. I still think we might be able to figure out... Let's see, who's the last 2 pieces that we haven't figured out? So we have Miracle down. We have Clancy Edward and Elias Jr.
Which means that there's a G and an M.
Right.
Let's see.
Let's see if we can just look up and see what names we've got going on. There's Gwendolyn. Who is she in?
That is a good question. Gwendolyn is a free spirit.
So not part of the 5 spirits. Yeah, says Gwendolyn here. 5 pieces, excuse me.
Oh, good.
Was there with Aunt Gwendolyn?
Mr. Morden and Aunt Gwendolyn.
An aunt would be your...
Like your parents. distant sibling.
Right.
And whoever wrote this, I'm assuming it's Lauren, so it's...
So, Aunt Gwendolyn. So
which would make her one of the 5 pieces.
Right. Here's Lauren. But Gwendolyn's also included in... Here.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 there, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people in the photo.
Okay.
So maybe not all of them are accurate. Or someone else has a name Gwendolyn as well. They're just not part of that generation.
Yeah. Though, on the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it says November. So my first assumption, too, is that the kid had the picture and didn't sign the picture. Because you don't sign your own picture. Yeah.
Well, there's all these other signatures on the back. It's just a kid can't do cursive. So maybe November is the kid's name.
Yeah, not the date. Okay.
Could be.
Could be, yeah. Because usually, if you have a group photo, yeah, like if you have a photo, you would have like an actual date, or you would not have the child write the date on the photo. But maybe because the kid was like, oh, I want to be involved and write my own name on there.
It's good. Possible.
Maybe put that in the notes, November child, ?
Child name?
Oh yeah, let me actually see if November comes up as a, yep, Roottrees November.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Good idea.
All right,
good idea, Carbon. Yep. Okay. So, we know then that November is the daughter to somebody in the Free Spirits.
Which, if I had to take a guess, that might be Stephanie Jones.
Yeah, because she's biracial.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't have a spot for Stephanie, right?
Not yet. Well, actually, so who was it? Down at the bottom, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye.
Yeah. Could tell.
So maybe...
Talk to your girls. Okay, so... But... Was Carl black?
Carl isn't, but Carl could be related to somebody. Like, this sounds like CM might be Carl's relative. They could be brother or sister or something.
Yeah.
It's their kid that they're asking Carl to get his kids involved with. So somewhere on Carl's level is going to be my guess. A sibling of his.
Let's look up Stephanie Jones in the computer to see if we can figure out who she was married to.
Okay.
Stephanie Jones won her campaign on Election Day about a month ago. You find no mention of Roottrees. Stephanie has a Bear website. Butler County Times. Okay. Oh, wait. Can I... Oh, neat. You can, like, actually go directly to...
That's nice.
It doesn't have... Doesn't have it on here, though. There we go. The most recent mention of Stephanie Jones is a small report. One election, you'll find a full version of the newspaper clipping. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie Landon, until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones. Perfect.
Awesome.
So write down Stephanie Jones / Stephanie Landon, married to Brian Jones. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. Distant cousin of the Roottrees, Mother Caroline, a local artist who's appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times, has come out as opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of trees to expand maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. So distant cousin. So would Stephanie and Brian be on the board?
That I'm not sure of.
Because it says distant cousin to the Roottrees.
Yeah. We'll keep her in mind, because if her daughter is involved, and her daughter's one of the free spirits, that would mean that she is part of the next generation.
Yeah. And the fact that we can tag the faces makes me think that they could be on the board too, but I don't know how that works with distant cousins.
Yeah, that one might be a little bit much to do at the moment.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're tied to a CM, and CM could be either Carolyn, her mom, or maybe a grandparent to Carolyn.
Yeah. Let me see what names we've got. Candy Root Tree? But no,
that would be my guess.
That's not CM though.
It's not CM, but we don't know 100% for certain, and they could have a different last name.
Yeah.
Because distant relatives somehow.
I know we don't see eye to eye.
Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. It's interesting. So, if Stephanie is part of the next generation, like literally, that means that this is CM talking from the 5 pieces, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Or they're saying next generation as in Carl's part of the free spirits and they don't want it to go upwards towards the next generation.
Right,
or something.
That's kind of the vibe I get from it too. I wish they'd mark these off.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Shall we do some Googling perhaps for these?
Yeah.
Or spider searching?
We're spider searching for everybody. Kind of.
Gwyneth Anderson
might be the matriarch grandmother, because she started as It does that at work, though. It has to be.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, she was the oldest sister to inherit the farm so long as he was married. So that's why... Okay, so she's like the very first root tree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm surprised there's really no list of who the original names are for the kids. It's so strange.
Yeah, it's like trying to keep your privacy kind of thing.
True.
A lot of results. Let's see. No CEO, no stockholders.
That's how we learned they did the president.
Yeah. Crispy, crackly candy coating.
Can we look up the name of the candy itself? We looked up 5 pieces, but what if we look up wrong one. Cinnamon extract?
I mean, that's just a flavor.
Yeah, might be on a fan page though. No, okay. Well, I tried.
Cinnamon extract is very vague.
I tried.
It's okay. Who wants elderberry anyway in their candy? It's like licorice. I'm not gonna bash licorice.
I don't like licorice, so you can bash it. It's okay.
I personally do not like it either, but let's see. Oh, so this is just...
That's talking about, like, the amount of evidence, yeah.
How many more that you could get out of it, probably?
Yeah.
Okay. The higher it is, the more there is to find. Woohoo! Well, let's see.
Oh, maybe we could look up this magazine.
Oh, yeah, actually. Keeps putting it in the wrong place.
Yeah.
5 pieces.
One of them's already in your... Oh, we got a periodical added, though? Oh, it was already in the evidence, I guess.
Okay. I mean... They flood the results. What about... I guess it doesn't really help if we talk about Roottrees.
We could try. Yeah. If it's a teen magazine, though, it might have... Yeah, it might have the sisters in there. Is that how you spelled it? Here we go. Raina appeared once on the cover. Oh, nice. Oh my.
Wow.
Brother Trouble, new gossip. Also, how to know if he's interested and win a trip to the set of a new movie.
Ooh.
Raina's Sweet 16. The Candy Girl gets serious about her inspirations and aspirations. Oh my lord, the face.
Ugh.
TMS, what's he up to? Teen Blast can tell you. TMS?
No clue.
Okay. Alright, article about...
Oh, TMS, the father of what's... That heartthrob dude.
Oh, yeah, the Sheridan guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's an article about Raina Roottrees from '94. Issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor, okay, maybe write that down, who taught lectures about history. He always told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Said he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things besides candy. Older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me they had to read in school. Took his advice, and now I work with my mom designing clothing. I help decide what colors and patterns I want to model, then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we managed to accomplish.
Okay, so hang on. Laura was the wife, and what year is this?
This is 94.
Okay. Passed in 94. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
It may not be relevant, but who knows?
Grandma Laura. Would that be...
So Carl's mom. Or... Yeah.
Yeah. Laura Carlson.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we got the Clancy part right, then that means that he's a professor.
Correct. Okay, so we just need a picture.
So he should be somewhere in the next generation, but hard to pin that down.
Yeah.
There's too dang many of you.
Zach, some form of miracle.
I got nothing. There's too many of them.
Yeah. So the next generation is this line, right?
Yes.
Okay. So wait, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting that there's no extra photo for this one, because in my mind this would be a son.
Yeah. But allegedly, there's just... These are all only the ones from the generation, and there's always one who looks like a young kid. They populate like rabbits.
Right.
Okay, so as for this generation...
Which generation?
I was looking in the free spirits. I had written down all their names, so I was trying to see if I could figure out, just by looking at their names, like maybe they did it in... No, they didn't do it in birth order.
No, because Miracle is over here too, so it's not in any kind of like standing order either.
Yeah, you're
which
right.
is a bad faux pas for pictures.
Right? Well, this is the only one that they presented to us, so... Which one of these people would you consider a president? A President Guy Hudson.
Clearly the guy with the glasses and the glorious mustache.
I would have assumed the guy on the far right with that glorious
That's a
jacket.
vibe too, yeah. That's a vibe too. There's Ellie M.
Or Eli M. And
Eli
he's
M,
the...
yeah.
Yeah, he's right there next to Miracle. You can tell because he's got a name tag.
Oh yeah, that's true. Eli, okay. That's good then.
Where he goes, no clue.
Well...
It's too dang many relatives.
We're thinking twins, right?
I want to say twins,
yeah,
but...
So he could be next to... He could be here.
Yeah. So Eli M.
Oh, I don't think I tagged this face yet. There we go. And he looks
so
like some
a
kind
plumber.
of mechanic, yeah, or some sort. Pipe burst in Carl's office. Interesting. And my guess is then... This could be a wife.
Maybe.
But no, because there's no picture that we need for the spouses. So...
True. Very true.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's go ahead and pull back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Use surnames from birth, even if the person changed their last name after marriage. Always use a person's most recent occupation.
Yeah. We have Miracle's photo.
Yeah, so on this line, it would be...
The 5
I don't know,
pieces.
Yeah, the 5 pieces. So we have a Gwendolyn, an Elias Jr., Clancy Edward, Miracle, and whoever the other M is.
Right.
Margolite.
That's an M.
Aunt Margot.
Aunt Margot. Okay.
So if it's Aunt Margot, she's probably over Gwen.
Yes. Which is here. I'd go by Aunt Margot too.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so Aunt Margot...
Probably the blonde one.
Oh. Well, yeah. Okay.
If this is just the 5 pieces, the children, then that is my guess.
Yeah.
You were gonna say otherwise.
No, my brain was trying to remember how things worked in families. This one. Do we have an occupation? I feel like it was mentioned somewhere.
Yeah. It might be in Lauren's thing when she had to go and stay with Aunt Margot and Gwen.
Yeah.
Only child.
Trying to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the two of them. Okay, yeah, so blonde hair.
Oh.
That's all about Gwen. First Roottrees woman to be anything other than a housewife. So would Margot be a housewife?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Which means all the other women up to Gwen would be housewife.
Yeah. So we've got Margot, Miracle, Clancy, Elias, and then what's the last 5-piece? What's it start
Gwendolyn.
with? Gwen. This one?
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Okay. And
probably say housewife as well.
Yeah. And then for the photo, be her, I suppose, right? Because it's the only other one left. Okay. Now, who were they married to? That's the question.
That'll take a little bit more. Also, hard figuring out which of the photos for the guys on this family.
Yeah. Miracles, this one. Let's see.
That's probably Clancy then.
The one in the middle?
Yeah. I'm going on a guess because of the way that he looks a lot like Carl.
Okay. Here. Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of does look like a lawyer as well. And Clancy was married to... Was that mentioned anywhere? Clancy told me it got quite heated. Not sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he was the one that volunteered. Okay, so... Instead of Indigo, into Zach. Surname doesn't match the candy. Firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Oh, we know where Zach would go then. If he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece, he'd be over here.
Good call.
Which side, I don't know, but...
Left one, because it's the oldest.
Oh, that's true.
It's the firstborn.
Zach Wilson.
Morden. Why Wilson?
'Cause... I don't know.
I was gonna say Morden because in the photo, it said that she came with Miss... No, that was Margot. Oh, crap. No, you're right. Never mind. Leave it.
Would it be? I don't know. Like, where's the picture?
Yeah, that picture said that Margot came with other photo.
Oh.
The black and white one.
Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn.
Aunt Gwendolyn. No, I was right.
Okay.
So Aunt Gwendolyn and Mr. Morden, I'm guessing, are married.
Okay.
James.
Gotta be. And then Zachariah Morden. Okay.
So he would be a president. And he'd probably be like the first president. Or second. Because the first one would be, you know, the patriarch.
Yeah. President first, yeah. And none of the 5 pieces wanted to take it on, right?
Right. So that means that the last 5 piece, I'm going to assume Elias Jr., we have a photo for him, and he would be an architect.
Sorry, say that again.
Okay, so let's look back at the genealogy.
Okay.
So out of the 5 pieces, whose photos are we missing?
We've got Elias. Just Elias.
Okay, so let's go ahead and put that blonde photo in for Elias because he would look like his dad.
Yeah. This one, I think.
Yeah. And then because Lauren said in one of her articles that of the 5 pieces, they had a preacher, a lawyer, and an architect.
Oh,
and then the
okay.
women would be housewives, so he's probably an architect.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
God, I hope we're getting close to 9 soon, so they can lock it in.
Honestly, what are we at? We just need spouses, I think. Because these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I don't know if that we're close, but we're getting there. Got spouse for that one. We need Elias' spouse. We need everything, Carvin. Yeah, we can't just slap photos down, unfortunately.
Yeah, Thistle did mention getting the photo from the Team Blast magazine. Just as an extra photo for one of the girls.
Oh, that's true. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't see your thing. The green was blending in with everybody. Okay. So that was Reyna, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Reyna.
Reyna. Okay. Cool.
So Reyna is the oldest. Riley was the smart one. It's weird. I thought it said in that article that her older sister wrote a book, but if she's the oldest, that makes no sense.
Reyna?
Yeah.
The article said she wrote a book?
I thought she said her older sister wrote a book.
Oh, let me look. His older sister.
Oh, his older sister.
Yeah, so his would be... My grandpa was a college professor, so his older sister...
Which would then...
be Lauren. Lauren's book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay.
Okay, so Lauren's book is what they're talking about there.
Okay. So, great.
Yeah.
Now we just... Oh, this is getting intense.
It is kind of, yeah. We're trying to like, okay, everything's alright. We might be able to figure out the extra photo for Lauren from... Because she's in the Free Spirits, correct?
For Lauren, she is Next Generation.
Oh my god. Okay. The
right?
photos are out of order, so
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. This needs to go here because it's 5 pieces. Next gen.
Are you able to like drag and drop it, or is it not?
No, it's stuck on where it's at. Yeah.
That's BS. Okay.
That's what's confusing me slightly.
Yeah.
This has got to be Lauren. Then, right?
It's either that one or the next girl to the left.
This one?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard to kind of
hair.
see it.
The hair is kind of similar. And she would be older, right? So...
Yeah. It's like trying to figure out all the names of the rest in the Next Generation.
Yeah. Let's concentrate on these 4, perhaps. So we've got Lauren, Clancy... Grandma insists we include Sam, even if we didn't want to. Does Sam Does Sam like stand out as someone who doesn't look like the rest of the family?
I mean, other than the kid, no.
Yeah.
Maybe the one in the very middle?
This one?
Yeah. Well, no. To the left.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That'd be my guess because of how young they are.
Yeah.
That's a good question. How old is Sam? I don't think we found out Sam's age. We just knew they were a farmhand and then they got added.
Let's see, so... They insisted the four of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. Behind and in front of us. Clumped up in the middle. Clumped up in the middle. It's not really like a clump.
Yeah, but if she said we clumped up in the middle, then that probably means that that is Lauren with the curly hair.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm guessing that's Gwen in the back with the reddish hair.
There's no second photo for her.
Okay. Right, and she wouldn't be here anyway. She was in Paris during that reunion. That's right. So she's not in the photo. So let's see. Of the next generation, we've got Zach, we've got Lauren, we've got Miracle figured out. So we're trying to figure out, Zach's sister had twins.
Right. Who was Zach's sister's name?
I don't know, actually.
We could look up, if he was a president.
Maybe?
Well, if Zach was a president, surely he'd be searchable, right?
Yeah, he would be searchable. But that also means Angie, if Angie is his sister because she's older than him, so he'd have to be in the second spot on that list.
I thought you said Zach was oldest. Where we...
Zach is oldest boy, but in one of Lauren's articles, when talking about who's becoming the next president.
That's right. Let me find that. Firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Angie's older than Zach. Okay. Yeah. So that makes sense. Okay, let me swap him over. And president. Oh. Oh shit. Nice. Nice. 3 entries are correct and have been locked.
Yes.
Nice. Good job. Booyah.
That's nice.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Once an hour, every hour on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of some of Carl Roottrees' most notable framed
I can't turn it up.
From the
That's fine.
that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for
WRTD News. Can you write that down?
That's
Yeah.
WRTD.
Okay. Let's put in Angie, right?
Yes.
Angelica.
Ooh.
And that would be housewife?
I'm gonna go with housewife for right now.
Okay.
Since she would be the oldest, and then Lauren was there,
Yeah.
and then...
And Gwen was the first person to be, like, not the housewife, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Angie would be...
My guess would then be Angie on the far right.
Yeah. Okay.
Just because she looks like Gwendolyn. So we are narrowing them down.
Yeah. Do we know who Zach might be married to? Well, we're going to search him on the online here real quick.
Yeah. So, and his last name is Morton, or Morden.
Is it Zachariah?
Zachariah, yeah.
Morden. Let me check.
Maybe an H at the end.
Yeah. Zach. Raya. Okay. Zach. I have no short-term memory. Zachariah. Okay. And then I just about tried to alt-tab into the other screen. More den.
Did they even have alt-tab?
I don't think they might have. I don't know.
God, I never want to go back in time and be stuck in the 90s.
Oh god, I know, for real. Everybody's like, it was so great. I'm like, it really wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Because you were a child. Everything was better when you're a child. I'm really surprised there's no results for him.
Try it just with plain old ZAC. Maybe he just really doesn't like going by the full.
True.
The full traditional Bible name.
Maybe
Roottrees Candy Company presidents.
Okay.
Dang. I was far too hopeful.
It's a good try, though. Let's look at our new evidence and see what that is. Heard something odd. The photo you were given may have been stolen from Carl's office. Newscaster mentioned you to search online for WRTD. Okay, let's do that. WRTD. Local investigative jazz radio station. During the news segments at 45 minutes on the hour, they've been talking about the plane crash. This most recent hour, they talked about a picture taken from the office, promised to interview online with a psychologist. During the interview, it's revealed there wasn't a break-in. It says someone with a key to the office took the picture after discovering the pipes burst due to the recent storm. Means like, was likely someone close to the family who was aware of the photo's history and wanted to save it. The psychologist also goes on to posit the culprit had an alternate agenda, specifically because nobody in the family has come forward to say whether they have it in their possession. Don't believe their lies. This was just another instance of the Roottrees curse being a real true thing. I bet you Carl was murdered and the picture had evidence on it. Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
We have conspiracies.
Conspiracies. Yes. Do you remember the 90s? It was nothing but conspiracy.
Well, what else? What else did we have to do in the 90s?
Not a lot. Oh, is this like a Kennedy curse?
Maybe.
Is this the Kennedy?
It's a long, rambling conspiracy website with very small, very red text on a black background. Oh my god, I can see it in my brain. It says the Roottrees are cursed. And it's got like a little sparkly cursor and like frames and all that. Oh my god.
There's a flaming skull gif off to the side.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Important update. With Carl and Brenda and their girls, that makes 5 new deaths. Not only that, but 3 of the 5 presidents of the company have died mysteriously. They say that Guy's car was hit by a drunk driver in '82, but nobody was arrested. Then Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Was he poisoned? Now this week, Carl died in a plane crash. Okay, we have a new name then, Ernie Madsen.
Yeah. Ernie! He was the one, Debbie and her daughter Nicole, probably.
Oh, yeah, who died. That's right.
Yeah.
Where are they at? We don't have them on the board yet.
We don't have them on the board yet, but we are getting close, because the fact that we have... They're probably, younger than Zach.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the same age as Zach, maybe. Now that I'm thinking about it, because if Carl's supposed to be the latest president, then that means it passed through some of Zach's generation, the new generation, too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll keep Ernie Madsen, Jr. stepped down. So 4 presidents we have confirmed then. There is Guy. Can we look up the name Guy and see if we can get like a full name?
Yeah, let's see.
Guy Hudson.
Hudson, that's right.
So write that down. And then Ernie Madsen Jr. was also president, along with Carl, of course. So another entry claims if you connect the dots in the pattern of the wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull. A secret message is meant to subliminally scare people away.
I called it. GIF of a flaming skull.
Nice. The post before that has a link to a site that talks about how Earth has 4 corner simultaneous 4-day time cubes. The author of the site seems to agree.
Okay.
Entry from a few months ago claims the owner of the site received an email asking him to take down his site with faked proof that Ernie Madsen Jr. actually had a heart condition and wasn't poisoned. Owner claims that although the proof looks quite credible, he knows that the proof was fake because he is an expert at creating fake evidence.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh my god.
It's always projection.
Always projection.
The first entry is from 96 and has a blurry picture of the Roottrees Candy Company factory, seemingly taken by the website's author from behind a fence and through some trees. It seems Operation R229 is real. I witnessed a helicopter land on February 29th, 96. Website footer, all images and ideas by Thomas Overwood. Okay.
Oh my god, Thomas Overwood, you even put your damn signature on this?
Absolutely.
And he was asked by a Cliff Raff, which I'm gonna guess is one of the Rafferties.
Yeah, Chris Raff.
Oh, Chris. Chris Raff.
75. Which is usually the year that you're born. If you put like a date or a number on your thing. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So probably one of the Rafferties.
Okay.
One of Lauren's kids. Let's see. Maybe. That's a bit of a stretch. That's really funny, though. You could probably look up Operation RT29.
Probably, yeah.
Like, what even is this?
More conspiracy websites. Some people out there claim the Roottrees are changing the candy recipe to include more chemicals, and this was done in cooperation with bad actors from unknown government. Claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it is possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap day, as long as it isn't discovered until the day is over? What? And that every 4 years, they host a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. The proof is that the Roottrees candy contains polyglycerol, an ingredient of the
polyricinoleate.
Oh, okay. An ingredient of the candy that wasn't there when it first released. They claim is added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. Website claims to sell pills that counteract, of course, this effect for children that have already eaten candy. Do additional search for the medicine. It seems to be an emulsifier in chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products.
Which means that they don't believe that it is a normal thing that people put into candy. They just want to believe. Look, guys, you don't have to believe foreign governments are doing this. Our own could do this, and it's just called TikTok.
Honestly.
My God. Why do you think they're working with Meta and Facebook? Anyway. I'm not going to get into that. I don't want real life in my 1998
for real
straight thing.
We're escaping reality currently.
We're escaping reality by looking at the not Kennedys and their death curse.
Let me see if Thomas Overwood has anything else. A few different websites about mysterious deaths and curses. In addition to the Roottree curse, you find one about the truth behind Spirit Cola, which claims Spirit really stands for Satan's Plague, is returning in 2000. Oh yeah, because Y2K hasn't happened yet. That's right.
Satanic panic upon us.
Yeah, it's still Satanic Panic
oh my God.
time period. And in the year 2000, anyone who has drunk Spirit Cola will die. Another website is Stock Markets and the Devil's Numbers, which claims if you multiply any stock's price by 666, and then also multiply the current year by that same stock's price, then add those two numbers together, finally you'll always end up with 666. Probably because you're doing all the math to get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
If you add 666, you already have 666 in there. Stop doing stupid math.
Yeah.
Dude, Carvin, we are in the year 1998 in this game, so yeah. Y2K is
Y2K
about to come up.
Hasn't happened yet. 1 year from now, in the game.
Like, all we need is one more month and then we're there. No, it's 98 right now. We're in December 6th, 98.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're getting close. This is just...
It's funny.
This is way too much.
I kind of like it, yeah. Let's look up Guy...
Hudson.
Guy Hudson.
It's like, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just, this is reminding me way too much of the 90s.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Ooh, Fancy Flavors was an addition to the 5-piece product line for less than a year in '79. It was Guy Hudson's first and historically most cited move as a president An attempt to cater more towards what he thought the average person wanted, Guy looked at his own wealth, which was often a source of envy for others, decided to tap into the idea that if they added fancy flavors, anyone could live like the wealthy. Philosophy led to a flavor in 5 pieces that was meant to mimic caviar. Ew. Sold less that year than it had any other year, except in some foreign markets. It was quickly announced that caviar was meant to be a limited flavor and would go back to normal as soon as possible. Okay.
This is how you know that the wealthy are absolutely detached.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, man. Okay. Does this help us at all?
I mean, if you want to look at more at fancy flavors,
yeah.
Sure.
Let's look up fancy flavors. No, it's just the same one. I'm really annoyed this doesn't have, like, the children's names on it.
Yeah. Obviously, I can't just look up root tree, family tree.
Yeah.
Or root tree family.
That's true. Okay.
We can look at Ernie Madsen Jr.
Yeah.
There he is. Maybe just Ernie Madsen?
Nope.
This is BS.
Okay. Well, let's look
Only
up...
the root trees are on the internet.
Let's look up that, what was the station's name? The radio station.
Radio station. Hang on a second. WRTD News.
Okay. Didn't they mention that you could, like, look it up? But unless this is the
It was
interview.
a periodical. Yeah. They had a periodical about this photograph with... I mean, that's not gonna...
I thought maybe.
WRTD News is the name of it, and...
Okay.
Root tree photograph?
I'll just put root tree for now. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Maybe this is the article then. So this is during the interview. I promised interview online. Yeah, I think this is just the article. Okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to double check. Let's look at that 5-piece advertisement. I'm curious about the skull. Is it this one?
No, it was...
Or the original?
That wasn't the 5 pieces. That was the conspiracy website.
Right, but they said it was like looking at, like, what was it? The cover or something? Let me... Where was it? Of the 5-piece wrapper. Okay, but that's an ad that we have, not a wrapper.
If you connect the dots in the pattern of the wrapper, it creates a Mayan ruby skull.
Yeah.
It's supposed to scare people away, but it's so delicious and good. I have to eat it anyway. Balls to the walls crazy.
Yeah. Helicopter land.
I'm an expert in creating fake evidence, and if I can't do it, then nobody can. It's like, yeah, sure, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a fun rabbit hole.
That was wild.
So Zach's locked in.
Ah.
What?
Okay, I was wondering. So you see between Zach and Lauren, right?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in Lauren's book, she was talking about how Angie's older than Zach, and after Zach, Lauren's the next oldest. So that kid is someone they don't know. I'm gonna bet.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet Sam belongs there.
But we know, so like nobody knows this whole tree's happened right here?
I'm guessing, yeah.
But this guy is related, right?
Yeah, Yeah, he's obviously related. He is a Roottrie, but
And
it
he's
seems
been
like
married.
he's been married, but maybe they cut him off because he was married to someone they didn't approve of.
Oh.
It's like, you can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be manually typed in. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies.
Okay.
Potentially a distant family relative who's been cut off. So some of those ones were like, where do these people even go?
Right.
This might be where they go.
Okay.
Because Lauren is unaware of someone who is older than her who's in the family tree when she writes that book.
That's true. Should we put Sam there for now then, or?
That's what I would do, just for right now.
Okay. Catrell?
Catrell, yeah. We don't know who goes here.
Got a Stephanie Catrell.
Yeah. Well, no guarantees.
Oh yeah, that doesn't make sense too, because like she would take the Roottrie name, wouldn't it though? So why would Sam be a Catrell?
Sam could still be a Catrell because they could have married, but she broke off from them, or Elias died and she kept her maiden name.
I feel like it would have a split up if they broke up, like the other ones.
Yeah, so it's possible of him dying.
Maybe.
But they don't have a thing about, when someone dies.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep him there for now.
Yeah, November would probably be in the next, or even, yeah, November would probably be in another generation after that, so...
Yeah.
It's confusing, but we'll figure that one out.
Yeah. Stephanie Jones.
Oh, 22 years...
That might be Stephanie, though.
Yeah, that might be the Stephanie that we're thinking of, because Stephanie here... No, her original name was Landon. And her mom was Carolyn.
Okay.
But possible that she had kept the... Like, she maybe inherited the name Stephanie, so down that family line, perhaps.
Let me see if there's another Stephanie. Yeah, there's a Stephanie Landon. Okay. So we have 2 Stephanies in here.
Okay. Yeah, and Stephanie Landon would have been born if she recently won that election, like a month ago.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how, 22 years later, she's got her own kid and everything. That means 1998 minus 22 years. She was born in 1976.
Right. Which would be what generation?
She should be after the Free Spirits, so she's probably along the same or close to the same level as the Riley, Rose, and Raina.
Okay. And Carl doesn't see eye to eye with whoever it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of split ups over here.
I know. That's why this gets confusing, and they're all about, oh, it can only be people who are blood related.
Yeah. Now, Stephanie was married to, was it Brian?
Brian Jones.
Brian Jones. So...
And her mom is Carolyn, and Carolyn is one of the Free Spirits.
Okay. Which is this row, right?
Yes.
Okay. We don't have a lot of info for them yet.
Not yet, so we may have to just focus on the ones that we've got.
Yeah.
So let's see some of the other things here. Elias, not sure. So it looks like our Clancy up here, he didn't lock in. See if there's anyone else we can try and lock in.
Okay. I think we get to get 3 more for them to be confirmed locked in.
Okay. Let's see.
So we've got Elias Jr. Architect. Gwendolyn's locked. Margot's locked and Miracle's locked. So this guy didn't lock for some reason.
He should, though. She did say he was an attorney, or...
Maybe they only lock 3, even if there's, like, ones that are good.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So we have to get 3 good ones.
Yeah, 3 good ones. 3. Okay. So he might be good, it's just we don't have any more to lock in at the moment.
Yeah.
So we've got this person, this person. Who else can we potentially... We don't know Elias's occupation, though it looks like some kind of mechanic. Is there a mechanic option? Just shooting our shot.
Yeah.
There is. Oh, I was hoping.
Yeah, right? It's like...
I mean, it looks mechanic-y.
Yeah, right?
Especially with the name tag.
I was about to say, we know that Zach's sister, Angie, had twins, but we don't know the names of the twins. So it's like, it doesn't help us at all.
Yeah. Laura's locked into being married to Clancy. We just need a photo for him.
So let's see about the next generation, if we can nail down which one is a Clancy.
That's Zach. That's a Miracle. That's Laura. This is Lauren.
That's Lauren. I think the one on the far right is Angie.
Angie, yep.
So, should we take a guess? Maybe brute force and say this guy is the Clancy in the family?
He looks Clancy-ish.
He looks very Clancy.
Let's try it. Oh, no idea.
Darn, I was hoping brute forcing it would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally the baby.
Totally the baby.
Clancy.
This guy.
It's this guy.
All of them.
This guy. No.
This guy in the back.
No. We'll stick. We'll wait on that one.
Yeah.
Although, if we have a kid here, who's the farthest on the right in this generation?
Not sure.
Yeah, let's keep going. Like all the way to the right, past Gwen.
It's the Miracle Tree.
Miracle Tree. What if the kid actually goes in the last spot and it's not Elias M?
This one?
Yeah, and that one. My guess is because if the Miracles, like, we have a picture of Miracle Jr. here with the glasses, and maybe this is his little brother who is the youngest of the generation. So if you've got the oldest on the left and the youngest on the right...
That's a big gap.
You can have that big of a gap.
Isn't that a big gap? Like...
Yes.
Okay. What's the name of the kid, though?
That part I don't know. Yes, it's not Eli M.
But what about the... So, we're not thinking then that he's got a twin.
I don't think he's the one with the twin. Okay. I think when they were talking earlier about Zach the president and his sister had twins, that's the only one confirmed twins in Lauren's writing. But this kid, not 100%.
Yeah. Is it mentioned anywhere? Did we look up... Maybe we could look up Miracle Jr. online?
Yeah.
Probably formatted that weird. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle Roottrees. That's the thing with the 23 years later, Miracle Jr. arrived. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Rootree name and took on father's testimony. Okay, and that was the flyer.
Has since left the life of glitz and glamour.
Which is interesting because that flyer definitely doesn't look like you've left the glitz and glamour life.
Right? Sister being Sam, even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why. It's like, I'm going off the assumption everyone in this photo is in the same generation.
Yeah. Also didn't think if Fair Miracle made it in because he's technically a 5-piece. Is he, though? So is this the older Miracle?
Did that one lock in with that photo? Oh yeah, that photo didn't lock in.
Yeah, it didn't. Okay, that must be up here.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. And then that little kid photo is probably this Miracle Jr.
Yeah, okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. I guess it won't lock in until later.
Probably not. Which now makes me wonder.
Wonder...
Who is then the youngest in that generation, if it's supposed to be Sam or something else?
Yeah.
Angie, Zachariah, Lauren. We got Miracle here at the end. There's a Clancy after Lauren. We got Gwen. So we don't have the names of everyone from this generation yet.
No. Just as a... Ah! Nice.
Ah!
It finished airing 2 years ago in '96. Star Trekkin' by the Firm, which hit #1 on the UK singles chart. You know, I've never heard that. Currently 2 spin-offs, Voyager and Deep Space Nine, are ongoing. Oh, that's weird to read.
Right?
That's funny, though. They knew you would have searched that at some point.
They gave you your, quote, red herrings.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, well, if Lauren's articles... You know, I'm just not going to focus on the thing with Sam right now. We'll figure that one out later.
Sam will be later.
Sam will just fill in a blank somewhere. So, someone... In the Free Spirit section where Carl is, we do know that there's a whole bunch of people.
Yes. A lot of people.
Lots and lots of people.
We're pretty sure that's November.
Yeah. But we gotta figure out where November belongs.
Yeah. So that would be going where Stephanie and Brian would be. It's somebody that Carl...
had a falling out
yeah. With. Which would be this Carl here, correct? So...
Yeah.
Do we have anyone that just ends in, like, one daughter?
Well, we do have someone who ends with just one child, it looks like.
Yeah,
close
a couple...
To... Yeah, but over
people.
here on Carl's side.
Here?
Yeah.
Stephanie would be younger, though. Would be on the same level, I think, as Carl, right? Because 22 years? Or which...
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So because she would be born, like, 76, and this is, like, the 70s for them. And she should have her own kid, but maybe she hasn't... Maybe she hasn't, gone through labor yet. Stephanie's supposed to be a distant cousin, though.
Yeah, and Stephanie's pregnant. She won the election, so she hasn't had the baby yet then, so that can't be their kid, right?
Not yet, no. And so...
So there's another biracial couple somewhere.
Well, we haven't figured out one yet.
Right.
That's my assumption is for Elias that he must have had a biracial child, and that's why like they are kind of broken off from the family is because people cut ties for reasons like that.
Right.
Back in like the 20s and 40s and whatnot.
Maybe that's why they don't see eye to eye.
Possible.
And somebody's got to be gay in here somewhere, too.
At least one.
Because we've got a homophobia warning, so...
Exactly. So, I mean, I would have assumed with the miracles, I mean, they're wearing rainbows.
Oh, yeah, but... they seem...
It would be one reason why they don't have kids, either. Unless they adopt. Not having to deal with that shit. Fantastic.
I don't want them to be the gay ones, though.
No, you don't. You really don't.
It is true. The line did stop pretty hard right here, though, didn't it?
I mean, they could just not have had them yet. Plus, they're already locked in a Nicole here, so...
That's true, yeah. Could be a beard, though.
Could be.
Interesting. Who do we feel like we can chase at the moment? Leads.
Honestly, I might need to look at more of the evidence again.
Yeah.
Also, we can look at some of the evidence here on the right to see where most of those things might be. Like, there's campaign mailer, says it's got 11 things on it. 10 on the rolling out down to the city.
Yeah.
7 on Teen Blast.
So there's a lot of stuff left to find for this one then, right? So for how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence.
The higher the number, the more there is to find.
Right. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path. Take a look at people or phrases it mentions. Okay. So let's take a look at this one.
Still full of love.
Did we look up Butler County Times?
I think we did.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
It keeps on putting it there too, which is always weird.
Yeah.
Let's see if maybe we could put that in Brian Jones.
Oh, there are many advertisements over the years. Small article from '95 about Jones Graphic and Print. Article is a piece about Brian Jones taking over his father's print company after 20 years. Brian seems to not have let it go to waste as a marketing opportunity. Been in and out of that shop my whole life. My father taught me everything there is to know when it comes to getting the job run right and getting it done quick. Been printing staple of Butler County for years, and even the Butler County Times uses us for their coupon pages a few times a year. Thanks, by the way. But still, whether you're a new client or one of our regulars, nothing will change. Come on down for the best prices on bulk printing anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. Or search for us online. I designed the website myself.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Carolyn Landon, how about her?
In here?
Yeah. Let's put down Carolyn and then Landon, Landon. Okay. The reason I asked is because that's Stephanie Jones's maiden name.
Oh, I see. Let's look up the website here, Jones Graphics and Print. I kind of wish they had gone a little bit extra mile to show the website itself, but that would be a lot of work, so I get that.
Yeah.
A company that, according to the website, has existed in Butler County for some time. Website seems fancy. It even has frames! Frames!
Frames!
The website lists the address, hours, and a few examples of clients and type of work. Stephanie Jones campaign. Okay.
There's a lot of these, actually.
Yeah, let me write this down. At the bottom it says we also do web design. Come on and get a quote today. Let me write these down to maybe search.
Yeah. The tour flyer, like, this is tied to all the others, really.
Okay. So mailers, Roottrees Candy Company. Oh, the formatting.
Right. It'll drive you mad.
I have to fix it.
You have to fix it now. No other time.
I apologize.
No, don't worry about that. Like,
Okay.
you've been reading my writing earlier. The only reason I'm using OneNote is because it's easy to move things around and feels more tangible, but nothing
Yeah.
beats having it in physical format and being able to shift it around that way.
Yeah.
Makes my brain sing. Anyway,
All right. Well, we got some stuff to look up before here then.
I do kind of want to see this Butler Summer Theater for the Children of Eden.
Yeah.
Like, it seems very convenient that that came up.
Performs plays and musicals during the summer. Makes sense. As it is not started currently, the website has a thank you message. Thank you for making our 98th season a success. Website lists the credits of a musical, which seems to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Below the cast list, the crew and 2 things stand out: posters and additional set design. Yeah, and choreography by November Studios.
Ooh, let's look that one up.
Local dance school. They advertise lessons for ballet and jazz. Hardly any other information. Okay.
But November Studios, so maybe.
Yeah. Let's look up Children of Eden. Musical with songs by Steven Schwartz. Game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnston really likes it, realizing it could kind of fit timeline-wise with the game he was making. Decided to use it instead of something fake, as it's kind of an Easter egg. Don't need to check it out, but if you do, I like the songs The Hardest Part of Love and Lost in the Wilderness. If you haven't already, you should hit the back button to go back to Jones Graphic and Print. Instead of searching for Children of Eden, you should probably search for whoever is performing it.
Oh, come on.
Wow. Rude. I feel really called out. I did look up who was performing it. Thank you very much. Wow.
Like, yeah, they said that all the cast list wasn't, relevant.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
That's funny.
Maybe if we have to put in, I don't know. Banners, posters.
Tree Motors. Ooh, it's a mechanic thing.
Ooh, good point.
Local business. They may be featured other places.
Maybe in a periodical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Don't know which one.
County Times, maybe?
Tree Motors? Maybe?
Oops.
Not quite that one.
Yep. Ad for
Nice.
Roottrees Motors in the paper. Used to be called Wilkins Motors. Ran it every week for many years, but recently has been changed to include a picture. 3 different unique versions of the ad have been added to evidence. Ooh. Hoping there's pictures. Roottrees Motor ad that ran from 74 to 77 advertised the former name of Roottrees Motors was Wilkins Motor. Same family business, but has joined the Roottrees family.
Oh, snap. Okay.
We may have a new name, but we promise we're still the same family business. Funny noises, need new oil, come on down.
We've joined a sweeter family.
Local family mechanic servicing the entire Pittsburgh area. Tessa Roottrees. Ooh. That's someone new. That's definitely like the mechanic thing though. Like the
Yeah. For Eli M.
Yeah.
So maybe he married Tessa Wilkins.
Let's look up if we have a Tessa name. We have a Tessa Roottrees.
Okay. Oh, maybe she is the Roottrees and he is a Wilkins? Or a son. There's always that too.
Yeah. She looks pretty young though. But this was in 70.
Yeah, 74. Well, actually.
No, this one appeared in 96.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Tessa,
okay.
Young.
So younger. Probably on this line then? Or this line, I mean.
She'd probably be on the same level, Tessa in particular, as Rose, Riley, and Raina.
Okay.
But figuring out who here.
Yeah. Okay.
Are there any Wilkins in the family?
Let me look. Yes. Catherine.
Just a Catherine.
Just a Catherine.
Okay.
Which implies that's a married name also, right?
Yeah.
And the whole point of the Roottree ad is that they've joined... Yeah, Wilkins Motors is now Roottrees Motors. My guess is maybe when they got married, they changed the name.
Yeah.
Wilkins Motors is still the same family business, but has joined the Roottrees family. So somebody got married. So Catherine Wilkins got married to somebody in the Roottrees family.
I'm going to assume that that is Eli M. They're part of the Free Spirits. And then someone had Tessa.
Yeah, because Eli's a mechanic.
Yeah, that outfit screams mechanic.
Yeah, it
or
really
janitor.
does. We're gonna go with the mechanic because it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Where would Eli go, though? Like, he looks so similar to Miracle.
Yeah, but that's all the Elias side of the family. It just goes down.
Gotcha.
A lot of them look alike. Like, all the Miracles look alike, but...
Yeah.
So it could be a lot of these people here, too. Does anyone have just one child, though?
This one. And this one.
Yeah, but they don't seem right. Unless one of the Gwyn... If Gwyn had, like, twins and one of them was Elias, but... I don't know. No. She didn't have twins. I keep forgetting, because it keeps talking about Zach and his sister Angie having twins.
Yeah.
It throws me off. And we can't guarantee that her twins are boys. They could have been girls.
True. Well, I'll have to stop soon. Tess Roottrees, newest fixer, learned all about her cars from her Roottrees Motor parents. And Roottrees Motors just came up with that. And that's why we searched in the periodicals.
Yeah, so let's see if there's anything else.
For...
I was going to say anything else in the Jones Graphic imprinting list.
Jones Graphic?
Yeah, but you were in the computer search. So Yeah, because originally we ended up coming here to, like, Roottrees Motors is because you hit back button.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is the stuff that they had.
Yeah.
Holiday light post banners and stuff like that. Miracle Network.
Quite bare bones. Witness testimonies. That is...
Younger than his brothers and sisters by 14 years.
Wow, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
So big gaps are kind of just a thing in the family then?
Yeah. Every so often it's like, oh, you have your miracle baby because they weren't supposed to have a child at that age.
Butler County, located outside of Pittsburgh. The company began on a small farm within the Butler County limits. Butler County Times is presumably a local paper. Likely articles over the years involving the family and those adjacent to them. Added to periodical. What is it?
As a side note, a video game called The Roottrees Are Dead
was
set in Butler County. It turns out the creator never lived in Butler County or even had any connection to Butler County.
That's kind of funny.
Let's just slip that in as a little Easter egg.
I do enjoy flavor text like that. Let's see if we can search the holiday light post banners. Dang.
Holiday light?
Post, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Holiday?
Do all the names? Okay.
All the names.
Alright.
Come on, Butler County, you suck. It's fine.
Yeah. And then we already looked up Stephanie Jones, I believe.
Yeah. Her stuff was mostly just what they printed there.
Yeah.
Be sure to read the full article in the Butler County Times.
Which we did.
Yeah.
Create notes quickly by highlighting text, yeah.
Nice. Let's see. I guess we could try and look at any of the other names that we haven't marked off yet in the gold star. Like notable Roottrees still has 3 on it.
Oh, gotcha.
Just to see if it will give us any more.
Oh,
no, it looks like
they're
we
all
already
marked
did it.
off, yeah. We got all of them. Okay.
We have figured out who all these people are, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, unfortunately, I do have to stop for now.
That's okay. This was a lot of progress.
Yeah, we're getting there, for sure. I'm going to go ahead and create a raid. I think Demeist is currently live. Let me check.
Nice.
We are. He is live with Breath of the Wild. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set up a raid for Demeist. And y'all go check him out. He is pretty great. And I will see y'all later on. Goodbye.
Have a good one.